This is Mark Summers, and I double dare you to listen to the 3CT podcast.
Now, if there was a Pennsylvania rap, what would be in a Pennsylvania rap?
It's called Pimpin' Pennsylvania is actually the song.
Pimpin' Pennsylvania.
Afro Man's Pimpin' Pennsylvania. If you don't know how to suck, I'll train ya. Flying down the 76 like a 76er.
Well, there was a clip right there.
Between the turntable, keep the Colt 45 in the mixer. Chilling with my girl in Pittsburgh. Fucking her tits while I hits the herb. Fucking her friend in State College. No degree, just ghetto knowledge. She's from Penn State. I'm from the State Penn. I'm Afro motherfucking MAN. Getting licked by a girl in Lancaster. Leaving her face a complete disgrace. Pottstown, Weedsville, Pennsylvania. Getting high for real. Betty with the Gettysburg Address. I raised her dress and left a mess.
Jesus.
This girl from This girl from Altoona. I opened her legs. It was all tuna.
Jesus.
I met a girl from Clearfield. When the coast was clear, I fucked her in the field. And then they repeat the chorus, and then it gets pretty rough. I can't repeat that.
And then it gets pretty rough.
Hold on, I'm gonna do the other part.
Well, welcome to the.
You can't say the other part. I don't believe.
Yeah, I can.
Oh, don't make me do work, Tim. Welcome.
We might be okay.
Welcome
to
the 3CT podcast. It is June the 10th.
I left off right before they started talking about the city of brotherly love.
Oh boy.
Okay, hold on.
Oh boy.
Pimpin' Pennsylvania. He performed.
Oh, here we go. Just up in the city of brotherly love. What a bunch of F slurs. I'm just playing, damn. You know I'm like Randall Cunningham, Dr. J, Charles Barkley, Iverson. I ain't done. The Fresh Prince, Jazzy Jeff, Schoolie D's smoking blunts to death. So Dr. J, fuck that J. Roll me a Philly for the city of Philly. We used to be boys, but we turned them in with the munchies, eating Philly cheesesteak again, who's smoking by the Liberty Bell. It's Afro Man from East Palmdale singing the Declaration of Independence from our dependence.
I like when he rhymed the word Philly with Philly.
That's quality work.
That was a quality rhyme.
But wow. So if you're still with us after the first 2 minutes and 52 seconds of
it goes on for like 3 more verses.
Wow. Well, I mean, Pennsylvania's a big state, Ryan. Have you ever driven to Erie?
So that was from the Afro Man album called and Waiting to Inhale.
There it is.
And it looks like the Waiting to Exhale cover.
I like it.
From the movie. That's so good.
I love it. I love it. So welcome in to another Tuesday, where you never know what you're going to hear on a Tuesday with 3CT. So we appreciate you supporting us. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media and like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, leave us a voicemail, 717-473-7833. You can also find that in the episode description as well. So I think it's appropriate you're talking about music. I don't even remember how it came up, but the one day at work, the topic of concerts came up, and somebody mentioned the band Rammstein and how they had never been to a Rammstein show, but would love to go, but would probably be like afraid to see them live. So like it in my head, I was like, man, that feels like a podcast topic of bands or artists that you would love to see live, but you don't, quote unquote, don't belong in the crowd. You belong in the crowd wherever you want to go. If you want to buy a ticket to a show, you can go to that show. But like that you don't necessarily fit like the normal. Like if you say a Metallica fan, if you say a Kiss fan, if you say a Shana Na fan, I don't know, you would expect a certain demographic to be in the crowd. Is there any bands that you guys have in your minds that you're like, I would love to see them, but I probably don't like fit the normal crowd that goes to those shows?
Absolutely not. Rammstein's in my top 5 bucket list bands currently. I absolutely want to see them live. The live show that they put on is fantastic. They were in Philly like last year or 2 years, and I probably should have pulled the trigger and went. But the next time they're in the States, if they tour again, because I think they've kind of broken up. I think the lead singer's doing his own shit now. I would absolutely go see them. The only one I could think of, a couple years ago, I was working with a younger fella, really big Slipknot fan. He's like, dude, we got to get you in the pit. And I'm like, I'm too fucking old for a pit for Slipknot.
That doesn't work for me, brother.
So sit me up where there's like a seat. Matt and I had a great time watching from the elevated section when we saw Slipknot. Fantastic live if you've ever got the chance to see them. But it's where I'm at in a concert, Jim, that affects me.
That's fair.
I am too old with too sore of knees.
You're not a pitman. You weren't down hopping around on the floor for Limp Bizkit break stuff?
Do I fucking wish I was. I really do. I had FOMO, but my body can't handle that.
You're probably gonna be surprised by this. Seeing videos of that, I didn't have FOMO.
I'm already taking a leave for the festival, the 3-day festival I have in October. So I'm starting already.
I'm still taking a leave from the 2 back-to-back days at the amusement parks last week.
Oh yeah,
that
that's a lot.
that hurt. That hurt. That wore me out. The almost 40-year-old Jim, that wore me out a little bit.
When you hit 40, Jim, it gets worse.
Good to know. I'll try to stop. So Rammstein and Slipknot were 2 of the bands that I wrote down because I would like to. I love Slipknot. I'm not a huge Rammstein fan, but I listened when that I forget the name of the album that Du Hast was on. But
what the hell was that?
Is it
I would say Fush You Mang, but that was fucking
Saint Sucht, I think is the album that it was on.
What the fuck was that? Oh, that was
it's Shen
Walking on the Sun.
Saint Sucht, yeah, in German, yeah. That was the album. I had that album. I listened to that album a ton. When it came out. But man, dude, like if you actually translate their music, it's there's some messed up lyrics, man. Like I believe, and maybe this was a white lie, that was told to me. But I believe that the song Klavier, which in German is piano, it's on that same album, is about murdering his girlfriend and cutting her up and placing her in a piano. So that's a little, but anyway, like that was one of the bands I written down because I'm like, I don't think that I don't think I am the normal. If I say, do I look like the guy that would be at a Rammstein show? I don't know that I would be. Same with the Slipknot show. But I would like to see them live. Again, like you, Ryan, from a distance, from a safe seating level of the stadium. But I have a couple other ones written down, but
I hate that people think there are certain people that should be at certain shows. Like I listen to so much music. Like, shows that I've seen this year have ranged from like Christian acts to Metallica to country music acts, and everything in between. Like it's been,
It's been.
right. I've never seen the Bare Naked Ladies. But like America, like Horse with No Name, to Ice Nine Kills, which sings songs about like murdering and butchering people in like a horror sense. Like it is everything in between. And I hate the idea that somebody feels like, hey, I like this music, but I'm afraid I don't belong. Like it's music. Everybody belongs everywhere.
Yeah, and look,
maybe I'm missing the point. I'm
right, and look, when I say like don't
I get
belong,
what you're saying. I don't look like I belong.
It's tongue in cheek. Like again, if you want to go to a show, you want to buy the ticket to go see the show, you belong in that seat that you purchased. Yeah, music's for everyone. Every band's for everyone. Yeah, this isn't me saying
Except
Kiss. Stop it. Like Mark, you don't. Well, because of the restraining order, I don't think you belong at some shows. But like,
well, then I did. Jim, but,
stop it.
But there was the Sheryl Crow incident at one time.
Well, but well, yeah, it's more tongue in cheek. It's just like, yeah, if like another band or another artist that I have written down, like Taylor Swift, like I don't think I look like a Swiftie. But I would love to see Taylor Swift live.
I think you do look like a Swiftie.
See,
you woke liberal.
here's what I'll say. There are people I would go watch, but I don't want to be in the crowd of the usual suspects.
Okay.
Of said band.
Just say ICP and get over with it.
And Gwar.
And Gwar. Fuck yes,
dude.
Gwar.
Yeah. Gwar.
I would love if I could see Gwar in a place where I won't get hit by guitar jizz.
That's part of the show, though.
No,
I want the fake
I don't
blood
give a
poured on
shit.
me.
No.
Tim,
I want to get pink eye from the guitar jizz.
No. I'd rather get pink eye from my own jizz.
Well, then just watch them on YouTube.
That's why I'm not going to the show.
So much common.
But I'd love to be able to. And the same with ICP. I understand that the Juggalos, they are a family. Whoop whoop. Fago. Superhuman. I don't care. I'm not going to a
back of the
gathering.
venue is a great place to be. I have seen many a show from the back of the venue, and I can control my environment from back there. It's a wonderful place to be, and I ain't getting hit with no stage jizz.
Here's the deal. I went to see CKY at like a small club with Charlie last year, and he was like, "Hey man, let's ride the rail." And I'm like, "Oh, sir. Probably one of my favorite bands."
It doesn't work for me, brother.
I don't need to be there. I just don't. How about keeping me closer to a wall?
Yeah. Yeah, like the guy who's afraid to
They had like 3 support pillars. I'm like, as long as I'm near a pillar,
like the guy who's afraid. You're like the guy who's afraid to drown in the pool, so you hang on to the edge.
I'm a good swimmer, though.
Well, right, but you're not.
I just know I can cramp up.
Yeah, well, exactly, and you don't want to cramp. At this age, you can't
and
cramp
I just
up.
don't want to cramp and drown.
Yeah.
Right. I need something to touch and hold on to if I need it.
You're a great swimmer in a swimming pool, but you don't want to go swim in the ocean.
I love swimming in the ocean.
Oh.
I love the thought of swimming in the ocean.
No.
I don't like the possibilities
Gross.
that I'm a man of to quote a friend of mine, I'm a person of sizable carriage.
Oh.
I don't like the fact that the water can just say, fuck you, guy, and just in an instant send me 30 miles in one direction. And what can I do about it? Nothing. If I'm in a jet stream, I'm done.
Oh yeah. If I
Done.
I don't think jet stream was the right word.
Rip current. Rip current.
Rip current.
Yeah, same thing. I get it. That's very visual. But I agree. Yeah, there are faster, better, younger swimmers there, and I like to make sure I am like a good enough swimmer to survive. And until I see the other swimmers' capabilities, I don't need to throw myself in the mix there.
I want the water I want at least 50% of my body out of the water.
Let's be honest, I have a heart condition. I don't need to be in mosh pits anymore. I really don't.
No.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing, Tim, is you want to go see Gwar with me at a venue, but from a safe distance. Or you don't even want to be in the room where Gwar is performing.
No, because to me, when you go to Gwar, you have a certain level of insanity that you are willing to reach. And I don't wish to reach the bottom point of that.
Tim, if you and I were to end up going to a Gwar show, it would be my duty that night to hoist your ass up and crowd surf you just one time.
I know, and I don't want.
I would make that my reason for living that night.
Because there are plenty of big yoked dudes who are into Gwar that would find it a challenge to throw my fat ass around like a 16-inch pizza dough before you put the sauce and toppings on and throw it in the oven.
100%.
I'm going to get spun. I'm going to get a thumb in my ass, and I'm going to have a ton of stories. But Jim, I'm telling a story. I'm not saying I want a thumb in my ass.
Stories you don't want to tell.
Please stop editing me. You're editing me out of context. You're just going to clip, I want a thumb in my ass, and that stop. If I hear you put on the board me just saying I want a thumb in my ass.
Quit saying that, and he'll stop clipping it. You've
I'm
said it
telling
now.
I will not clip that sounder, Tim. I will not.
I don't want you to clip any sounder of any thought.
Thumb in my ass. Not that you want it, that you were going to just get one.
Right.
I'm gonna be on my hands and knees and just take it.
Sometimes at a Gwar show, what choice do you have?
None.
No choice.
Easy way, hard way.
It's gonna be the hard way. In the ass.
I'll make sure of it. I'm not gonna wipe.
Tim, what happened to you? I got hard way.
On my hands and knees and just take it.
Yeah, but you should see this other guy's thumb. It's covered in poo juice.
Jesus.
Mega doo-doo.
It looks like a fucking fudge pop.
I must have seen that video recently because that's been stuck in my head 4 days. Jim, do you know what a video I'm talking about?
I
do.
The lady Mega doo-doo. Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, the poor cop passed away, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, and she got her last 15
to her entire
fame.
Community.
Yeah.
That she served.
Yeah, served Dee Dee Magadoo
to say their final goodbyes to this fallen Louisville police officer, Dee Dee Magadoo. I'm sorry, Mangudu.
Mangudu. It doesn't even sound like
voodoo.
Maggie Doo-Doo.
Louisville police officer, Dee Dee Magadoo. I'm sorry.
I think her name was like Deidre as well. It wasn't even Dee Dee.
Right.
Which
I think probably your friends called her Dee Dee.
Okay, maybe.
Which I'm sure you guys have also.
Mega doo-doo.
I'm sure you guys have also. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
I don't know why it's been stuck in my head. I'm glad we're talking about it so I can finally look.
That's fine. Look, we like to lift these things off of your shoulders. I assume you guys have also heard
Jacqueline Jewett, Julie Jerkoff. Forgive me, Kirkhoff.
Kirkhoff.
That is like so
now.
There'll be more
Jacqueline Jewett. Julie Jerkoff. Forgive me, Kirkhoff.
She is graduating college with a Master of Science.
That's so good.
And she's getting called Julie Jerkoff on stage.
What do you want her to be called? Julie Over the Pants Hand Job?
Julie Salad Tosser. Oh my God.
Only
OTPHJ?
Well, there's going to be a lot more of them coming because of the graduation season, so get ready.
I know the modesty. There's going to be a ton of over the pants hand jobs. Modesty police is out here in full force. I'm going to rub it on my ding dong.
But going back to Gwar, I'm not telling you guys to not be on the podcast on Thursday, but Thursday night at the Archer Music Hall in Allentown, Pennsylvania,
I'm telling
Afro
you,
Man.
Guar with Static X is
That has got to be the worst show. I hate this phrase. That is incel central.
it really
Static X.
I'll
Well, I
leave
mean,
right
Wayne-
after they play Push.
You know they're closing with Push It.
They better open with Push It.
They
so I can.
absolutely are closing with Push It.
let's
It's not even. Well, Wayne died years ago, didn't he? Like, I don't even know when Wayne Static died. He's been dead for a while. I think it's the
Hold
lead
on.
singer from the band Dope. I believe
Oh,
who
no.
is currently the lead singer of Static X, and he is like some sort of robot character.
guys, for just the low price of $56
That's a steal.
and 50 cents, you can stand on the floor
Okay,
at
hold on.
at the Archer Music Hall in beautiful Allentown, Pennsylvania.
First of all, that's like a brand new venue.
Is it? I've never even heard of it.
Archer
Damn.
Music. It's because it's that new.
You can also pay $106.
really nice looking.
You can pay $160 for the Static X VIP package.
Push it.
Static X opens with "I Wanna Fucking Break It," and they close with "Push It."
Yeah, they have to. Is Wisconsin Death Trip on their set list? Because I don't
Number
know any other.
6.
Okay, that's the two Static X songs I'm familiar with.
I'm just saying, guys. After Thursday, the closest they're going to be is in Richmond, Virginia,
That's far enough.
on July 24th. So, they'll be supporting Lamb of God. They're opening for Lamb of God
Oh, one of Mark's favorites.
at the Allianz Amphitheater at the Riverfront. So. Pick your poison. Tim, you could go to that show. You'd be safer. You'd be further away from.
I'd rather
Guar.
not. No thanks.
No?
I'd rather watch that concert from my house in Richmond.
There you go.
So what I was hearing these sound clips from like TikToks and other things now make me think, what are other videos that you've watched, maybe recently or maybe not, that have become, I guess the only phrase I can think of is like a tick or a stim for you that you'll say out of the blue.
Giveaway.
Yeah, giveaway.
What, do you
Absolutely.
actually-
Dead giveaway.
Yeah, giveaway.
To
Kim.
me,
I had that as my ringtone for months after that. There were fucking women that were abducted and living as like tortured human beings. And I was like, dead giveaway. This is a catchy ringtone. That's back when people actually had ringtones. And, like,
I had
I
had the
I hate myself.
Bed
for that.
Intruder song.
no the bro, ain't nobody got time for that. I had that remix
Lee
as
Brown.
a ringer on my phone
That's
for
another
months.
So the one that's been in my head lately is it's usually every time I walk into a Walmart, and I will just say to myself out loud, "Who out here seen a leprechaun say yeah?" I will say it like almost every time. I'll just like, "Who out here seen a leprechaun say yeah?"
And in to answer for Mark, pretty much everything he says ever.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's. And the sad thing is, I have started marking in my own life.
Oh,
It happens.
I did today to my wife unknowingly, and she didn't react, and that's why I knew it was a Markism.
Which one did you do?
I don't even remember.
I
There's
love it.
so many stolen ideas that he has.
I had a mid-year review today with my team leader, and I almost dropped an "Are you serious?" Like, I have to monitor the things that I say at my
I
job.
do say, "Are you serious?" to my
Because
wife.
Mark
But here's the
has
thing. Here's the one that
infiltrated
pissed.
everything.
That's what pisses me off about the "Are you serious?" Because that's
My fucking mother answers sometimes when I'm talking. She goes, "Yes." There's no
Yeah.
reason other than
Oh,
me
it's
saying it
so-
around her and her hearing me say it.
Mrs. Big Jim does the same thing. We have yes and no to each other.
Oh.
We have to date each other. But like
You would what to each other?
we yes and no to each other. We've to date each other.
Oh, today.
Today.
OTP.
We've doorward surprised each other.
Yes.
Like
I've been doing that to Megan.
dude, it sucks so much.
where I'm just pulling her shirt for no reason. And
But-
every time
I
I do it, here's a live reenactment of every time I do it. I'll pull the shirt and then immediately go.
You
And I'll
gotta
slap my
slap
own
your hand. You got
out
to.
of
Look,
disgust.
damn, it's addicting.
I
The
hate
old
it.
Doric surprise. I love it so much.
It's the worst.
Who the fuck
I
is
love it.
Doric?
The problem is too with the "Are you serious?" is like that is an actual question that legitimately that should be asked to somebody. Like if they say something like ridiculous or
Are
that
you
you don't
serious?
believe, are you serious? But it has become mark fodder, and like it kills me.
I hate how much I've succumbed to Markisms.
It's so bad that now, like, I'm creating my own Timisms for around the house just to try to pop Megan. Like, so our bedroom light is connected to a Google Home.
Okay.
And so, of course, you have to say, hey, Google, turn the light off. But what I try to do is I try to say as
Boy,
many
do I wish
words
Tim's
as...
light just clicked off there. I would have popped these so good.
This light is a twisty. But I will, especially at the end of the night, I will go, hey, Google, turn the light off. My wife's trying to sleep. And when the light cuts off, Megan goes, hee. And I'm like, it's stupid as shit.
So dumb.
And now I know why Mark gets the thrill of a lifetime anytime anyone just goes, whenever he says today or yes.
Like motherfucker posted last week. It was National Moonshine Day, and of course,
I remembered the Marcus.
which one was it? Which one was it?
Covered in fur.
Covered in fur.
Talking about my dog because it was
Beautiful
rainy. It was rainy outside, and they were like, "Put the raincoat on her." And I was like, "No, she already has a coat on. She has a coat of thick fur."
Thick fur.
She's covered in a thick fur.
The stat that the pisser is his isms
Aren't his.
run the gauntlet so much that like normal activities he has a Markism
For all of
and
them.
we've
For
heard
all
it.
of them.
So when these
Yes.
things just come up in general conversation about fur of an animal, we all think
Thick fur.
that we absolutely do.
God, it's so good.
Even the bears at the fucking zoo. There's a thick fur.
They got a thick fur. The bears.
Right. You see a rocking chair, it pops right in your head.
Yep.
I can't see a rocking chair and not think about the long-tailed cat.
Right. Yep.
And a room full of them.
And yeah, anything how like if I even like think like I was nervous like because anxiety I'm usually anxious, but if I say nervous, the second part of that fucking phrase pops in my damn head because of Mark.
Yep. It has to.
It has to.
Well, you're welcome. Then he did.
But the motherfucker posted National Moonshine Day, and of course he used the picture of Old Smoky Moonshine. So naturally, I respond Smoky in big letters, and he replies hee hee, and I played it in my head, It just it lives there.
Oh my God.
You have influenced us more than any friend has ever
It's
influenced me, Mark.
insane. It is insane.
I'm
And-
a winner.
Yeah. Oh, well.
That is so good.
So at the
How you ever created 2 1.5 normal children?
Thank God.
I'll never know.
Well, I know.
Wow, that
And
was-
Alex, I've not seen or talked to Alex, but he seems to be on the mend pretty well.
he's all
He's
the-
doing
Probably
okay.
now like 1 3/4 normal children,
He's a good boy.
or they hide it really well. Because the little bits I've interacted with Lauren's just fucking like you.
Yeah, that's
She
the
just
wild
hides
part.
She hides it like a normal person.
Right, she
Yeah.
looks like a
But
normal person.
Deep down inside, she is Mark.
But when you get around her, you're like, Jesus, you are your father.
It's bad. I'll tell you what.
It's
Poor,
bad.
poor Daniel Bryan spent last Tuesday, not this Tuesday, but last Tuesday, he went to Roots with myself and little brother Matt. Little brother Matt and I together are just, you think I'm bad? You put us together and we're turned up to 6. Daniel
I've
Bryan
been around
never
you
spoke
and
to me.
cousin Brian.
This turned up to 6 thing. You've dropped it last week and this week, and it's already starting to click on me. But I've heard this a couple times.
All
So
the
2
way
or
to
3
6.
more times, I'm gonna start saying I'm turned up to 6,
Turned up to 6.
and I'm
Turned
gonna
up to
hate it.
6.
And I hate it. I hate it because I don't even like Spiral Tap, but I know the fucking number's 11.
Final Tap up to
So
11.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Turn it all the way up to 6.
No.
The
First of all, birds will fall. Second of all, if you're changing the dials on a speaker, 5s and 10s, baby, I ain't got
Yeah, but-
Yeah, but that's the joke of it. It's a 5 and it's up to 6 instead of a 10 and up to 11.
Right.
No.
That's
Don't go to 6,
Well,
go to 10. Stop. 6
the
doesn't
6
exist.
came from a trivia night. It was what is it? The Princess Bride, the one Andre the Giant was in. Oh,
Yeah.
Princess Bride. There.
What does he say in that movie, Mark? Let me hear.
He says, "Oh, he wants a peanut. Oh, I'm a giant."
Close.
Close enough.
I
What is
heard
it? What is the line? Is it anybody want a peanut? Is that what the line? Something like that?
Anybody want a peanut?
Anybody want an unsalted peanut? Oh,
I don't think.
oh.
I don't know that he said
was,
unsalted.
These were
But
salted before you touched them.
I was listening to Jake the Snake Roberts podcast, and he was talking about Andre the Giant, and Andre was not afraid of snakes. Not at all. Are you kidding me?
Can you get to the point where you came up with 6?
Yeah, well, let
We
me
were
tell you
talking
that-
about trivia, and now you're talking about Jake the Snake Roberts podcast.
hold on. I got
That's another one I do. Accent the wrong word when I talk.
I did find the clip.
Turn it up to 6.
Yeah, talk right over the clip, Mark.
Anybody want a peanut?
Anybody want a peanut? Oh. Anybody want a honeycomb? Oh. I will squeeze.
Well, I don't even remember where this one. I've lost the plot.
I'm gonna turn him down to 6.
I've lost
him not the true man.
I've lost the plot. Anyway, one more band I had. Back to the.
Okay, so Mark's doing this impression right now, and y'all can't see him, but it looks like he is having a stroke while trying to talk like Andre the Giant and squeeze Tim Taylor.
One other band I had on my list. I think they're opening for Pantera this summer or Slayer.
Amon Amarth.
Amon Amarth. And
Bruno
only
Mars.
because one of Howard Stern's writers is a huge fan of this band. They're like a Swedish Viking metal band. And their fans will sit on the ground at their show and fucking row the Viking ship in unison during the show. And I'm like, God dang it, that sounds
That's so good.
like a fucking good time.
Now, Jim, you ain't getting back up if you sit on the ground. And
Oh,
roll.
absolutely
I-
not.
Can you find a clip of that, Jim, and share that with us? I'd love to see that.
Yeah, let me see if I can find one.
Because I'm sure that it's still on a YouTube video
Well,
somewhere.
yeah,
I've heard
yeah,
of I've heard of that.
It's gotta be. It's gotta
on
be.
YouTube.
I couldn't tell you a single Amon Amarth song, but that's like one of those things where you see and you'd be like, yeah, I kind of want to be part of that. That'd be neat.
Why not? Rowing the boat.
Why
You know who
not?
else scares me? And they shouldn't scare me, but I don't know if I could go to a Marilyn Manson show.
Oh, sure you can. We've been there.
Yeah, we saw him. Now he
No.
was opening. He was an opening act.
He was quiet.
right.
He's tame now.
And that was his first show back after like kind of being blacklisted for a while.
You can't say
To
that.
see him at like a small venue would be different, like a club style show. Like, I know he was up at Wind Creek with like a
Hollywood
general
Casino.
admission audience. That would have been a bit rough. But find the edge, man. Find the side. You'll be fine. As long as there's a wall there, you'll be safe.
You'll be all right. Rowing the
I mean,
boat.
have you been to shows where like pits open on the ground? You just like step away from it and just don't find yourself in the center of a pit. And a mosh pit's different. Like today's mosh pits are very different than like late '90s mosh pits. They just seemed a bit more violent.
So while I did go see Metallica, and I am going to see Weird Al Yankovic a little bit later this year,
No, there's a rough show.
that's going to be a rough one. I am not a concert guy.
Really?
I don't. most of the time, when I go to a concert, it is more so because I don't know when I'm ever going to see them live.
That's
like
why I'm
to
seeing Weird Al
just
this
once.
summer.
But I'm not going for the musical experience. I'm just going for the experience to see this artist perform.
You would love Amon Amarth. Get your ass on the ground and row that boat with us.
But I would. But am I watching the band? Am I there for the band or am I there for the people?
You're there for the people, the experience, to watch it.
Then I can watch that on YouTube.
Why don't you get on the floor and row the boat when you're watching it on YouTube?
Like I wanted to go see. I went and I saw Guns N' Roses because I like Guns N' Roses, and Axl Rose is a larger than life person, and so is Slash. Yep. I went and saw Creed because that is like my childhood.
So good.
And
it was
Three Doors Down was great, and Finger 11 did their best to try to pretend like they wanted to be there.
Here's the two songs you might know.
Yeah, at the very end, sold their soul. They played all their songs they wanted to play, and they were like, yo, here's one thing in Paralyzer, because these are the only songs you know us by.
That's exactly what
happened. They didn't play Kane's theme?
They did not. They did
Fucking
not.
hell.
No, I heard they're bringing back Chris Benoit's theme. Our Lady Peace, I heard, is doing that.
Yeah, Our Lady Peace is doing that live now.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
I mean, the song didn't do anything. They didn't do anything.
Song's solid.
Take it back. Take power of it back.
I recently saw Leonard Skinner. There's something about seeing Freebird live that, like, if you've not experienced that,
that would probably be pretty cool.
Should be something you should experience.
Yes,
the song, and then you're like, holy shit, they're still playing this 18-minute guitar solo. What the fuck is life even? But it's like I don't know, if you ever been like a country music fan or an adjacent fan, like it's kind of a rite of passage to see a band play Freebird and get to fucking yell Freebird, because that's what they do is they're encore. Freebird. Oh, look, I'm gonna yell Freebird at a Leonard Skinner concert. Look at me, man. I'm fucking there.
Me and my buddies did that to a guy playing like an acoustic set in like the fucking coffee house at Kutztown one year, and kind of play Freebird. Cool he didn't think it was funny.
He didn't think it was funny.
Funny thing is, he did not think.
Anyway, this is my next Bon Iver cover.
I'm glad I was out of college before that was a thing. Stinks.
So bad.
Stinks here.
There's a concert I don't belong at.
Yeah, but I don't want to go to it. That's the.
Oh, that's a good.
That's against the topic. But all right. So I saw the other day. This popped. I think it was like a Google suggested article. The Scripps spelling bee was the other week. And in honor of this, wordscrambler.pro, which is an online resource for wordsmiths and Scrabble enthusiasts, according to this article, has attempted to determine the most misspelled word in each state by studying the volume of Google searches containing phrases like "how do you spell X" or "how to spell X." The site then analyzes the data, determine the volume of searches, variations of possible spelling queries, etc. So I have...
People in West Virginia don't know how to spell X. That one was easy.
So I have the top 10 most misspelled words in America. And then I have them by state. But see if you can guess any of them that are in the top 10.
Congratulations.
Not in the top 10.
Conscience?
Not in the top 10.
Okay.
Definitely.
Definitely is number 1.
Really?
33,500 searches for how to spell definitely.
What about suppose?
Not in the top 10.
I feel like there's another one that I do.
I'm trying
all
to think
the
of
time.
words that the spell checker always gets me on.
Wednesday.
For my job, manufacturer.
Wednesday, not in the top 10.
Oh. Manufacturer, Smokey said.
Not in the top 10.
February.
Not in the top 10.
March.
Also not in the top 10.
Necessary.
Necessary,
Yes,
third on the
yes.
list. Third on the list. 29,000 searches for necessary.
Specific.
Not in the top 10.
I really
I
can't
guess-
believe congratulations isn't on there.
Yeah, that actually is surprising.
Oh, I got one. Gorgeous. That's why people say you look beautiful, because they can't spell gorgeous.
Well, gorgeous is number 6 on the list with 27,000 searches.
Wow.
Speaking of gorgeous, little Indiana Bones was at a spa day last week. And when she came home, I told everybody, I said, make sure you tell Indy she looks gorgeous. Not pretty. Gorgeous.
She's not pretty. She's gorgeous. What are you gonna show her?
Yeah,
No,
she's
he
sleeping.
showed her last week, Jim, and I actually made a video and I sent it to Indy. Did you play her the little video I sent you saying how gorgeous she looked?
She sleeps now. She looks gorgeous.
She sleeps now. Yeah,
Sleeps.
I didn't see
She's
the
just
video.
a gorgeous little girl.
Any other guesses of words in the top 10 most misspelled?
Chrysanthemum.
Not in the top 10, but I don't even know how to spell that.
What about amaryllis?
Not in the top 10.
It's a good word.
Separate?
Separate, number 2 on the list, 30,000 searches.
What about Tennessee?
Not in the top 10.
Are there any proper names on the top 10?
No, these are just words.
Okay, so it's all just words. So
Yeah.
no states, no,
Yeah,
no,
no
no
state.
months.
What?
Believe.
Believe 4th on the list, 28.
D-E.
Lieve. Yeah.
In the same vein, then, what about receive?
No, not on the top 10, but yeah, I could see how that one.
Receipt.
Yeah,
Receipt
is
also
fine.
not in the top 10.
I almost said receipt.
I
What
don't know.
about
I'm gonna
rectum?
guess.
So number 10
Rectum.
what?
Yes. Rectum. Is that in the top 10?
No, that's bringing up the rear.
Beginning?
No. So number 10 on the list with
Unique.
22,500 searches, restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Restaurant.
Restaurant.
Yeah.
Restaurant.
Probably
Yeah.
library. People can't say that either.
Library. Number 9 on the list with 23,000 searches, favorite.
Favorite.
Because I think people
did it-
probably exclude the O. They
Or
would go
they add the U.
favorite. Or the
Because they may have seen the UK spelling.
with the O-U-R.
O-U-R-I-E.
Yep. 8th on the list, 24,200 searches, business.
That's always an easy one.
I think
I
they
guess
probably
it's
Well,
forget the
if
I.
you keep saying business, B-U-I-S doesn't necessarily sound like biz. That's
business is
whiz.
B-U-S-I-N-E-S.
Well, that's not how you spell business.
The I is after the
B-U-S-I-N-E-S.
S, my guy.
Okay, cool. Thanks for proving the point.
That's why it's on the list. Number 7 on the list, 25,500 searches is neighbor. Neighbor.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I feel
You
like
had
that's like a
you had
third
gorgeous
grade
at
word.
6. Number 5. This is the last one you didn't get. 28,000 searches through THROUGH.
Oh.
I see. I think that's just a
That's a technicality because
because
they're-
that's through or through
right
or through.
Or
or thorough.
Thorough.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one's a tricky one because the other one. But again, believe is 4, necessary 3, separate is 2, and definitely is number 1.
I
Definitely is definitely first.
Right.
Yeah, that's a
Because
shit
you don't
word.
want to do it defiantly.
Right. No,
Defiantly.
you def don't.
So I also have the most misspelled words by state. Is there any state that you want to know what is the most misspelled word?
Montana.
Montana, appreciate.
Oh, that's a good word.
Appreciate.
They're an appreciative folk out there. Well, what about Pennsylvania?
Both of them.
Pennsylvania.
Is it one that's already on the list?
No, it is not.
Is it the word Pennsylvania?
It is not.
No.
The most misspelled word in Pennsylvania, scissors. Scissors.
Stupid. What about Virginia?
I couldn't tell you the last time I spelt the word scissors.
No, I don't.
Honest to God.
SCISSORS.
Yeah, it was probably, or at least the last time I spelled
You can spell that,
scissor
not goddamn business.
would be about. Was probably tweeting about the Acclaimed in AEW was probably the last time I typed
Your
the
business.
Virginia people.
We're
People.
idiots.
Well, it's Virginia.
Don't feel bad, Tim. Also, Arizona, Kentucky, and and South Carolina.
Not
Their word
helping.
overthrow.
Also, 3 other states that that the most misspelled word in that state was people.
Wow.
What about Maryland?
Maryland is character. So character probably is where
Character.
this one a little bit surprising. Hawaii, the most misspelled word, luau.
Interesting.
It's probably the only people saying luau over there.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
I mean,
saying
you
very
would
much
think-
here in Central PA.
Everybody else says cookout
Thank you, Mark.
or BBQ.
I'll never not know how to spell luau just because there was back home there was a annual summer concert held by one of the rock stations, and they did the Lunatic Luau.
Okay.
Who was some people that performed at the Lunatic Luau?
Corn. Let me actually pull it up. Let me see.
I'll do some of the other states around us as Tim's looking that up. Delaware, beautiful.
Oh, okay, beautiful.
This time of year.
Beautiful this time of year. New Jersey, most misspelled word in New Jersey. Ryan, here you go. Congratulations.
Okay, yeah.
Congratulations. New York, different.
Here's the deal. I'll try to spell congratulations twice. If it flags it twice, it's getting congrats and I'm moving on.
Now, is congratulations with the D, is that an acceptable spelling of it?
No, I don't believe it is. I think that would flag, unlike
Okay. Yeah,
Wordly
I
or
usually
whatever
just
it's
end up writing congrats. Illinois also, most misspelled word is congratulations. So, and here's the wildest one on the list. This is according to wordscrambler.pro. Vermont's most misspelled word.
Ooh,
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
They're different in Vermont.
What else do they have to do in Vermont?
I guess.
Like, what other words do they even spell in Vermont? Like syrup?
Right, yeah, exactly. And that one's easy to spell.
Serp.
Serp.
So the last
Go ahead,
the
Tim.
last Lunatic Luau was in 2022.
Oh, good year for Lunatic.
But it
Luau's.
was headlined by Disturbed, The Pretty Reckless, Living Color, Dirty Honey, Plush.
That's a solid lineup.
2019 was The Glorious Sun, Shine Down, Red Sun Rising, POD, Nina Strauss, In This Moment, Fozzy, Bush.
I've seen like 3 or 4 of those bands, for Christ's sake.
2018 was Alice in Chains, Bullet for My Valentine, Pop Evil, Seven Dust, Steel Panther, Stone Sour, and Stone Temple Pilots.
That's a fun bill, man.
That's a solid one.
I would
Not a
love
big
to
Alice
see
in
Steel
Chains
Panther,
guy.
by the way.
2017 was Alter Bridge, Avenged Sevenfold, Chevelle, Filter, Fozzy, The Pretty Reckless, and 3 Days Grace.
Yo, that lineup is fantastic.
It's real good.
This was down in Virginia?
Oh, here. Yeah, 2016 was Bush, Five Finger Death Punch, Ghost, POD, Seven Dust, Shine Down.
Dude, that fucking rocks.
It used to be it very much the Lunatic Luau, the probably the closest comparison is the MMRBQ.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they
Luau,
do.
what is it? LUAU?
LUAU.
LUAU,
Okay.
yeah. Is there a word that you once misspelled in your life that because of it, you'll never not spell it correctly?
Restaurant.
Wednesday. Congratulations.
So mine's not a spelling thing, but I try so hard to. It's like a verbal tick for me. I cannot say the difference between conscience and like let your conscience be your guide, or I was knocked unconscious.
Oh, conscience and conscious.
But not cautious. It's conscience.
Conscience and unconscious. Conscience and conscious. Wow, yeah, those are tough. Those are two very similar words.
And so anytime I say it, I'm like, God, knocked unconscious. But it's like,
yeah, that's an easy thing to do.
Yeah, but I try to avoid conscience and like I can say conscience all day, every day, no problem. I don't have a guilty conscience.
Right.
What I do have is the inability to say what my body is when I'm asleep.
Which is what against him?
Unconscious.
Uncautious.
Unconscious.
Before, okay.
But that doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
Unconscious?
For
that's
no.
that's not right.
Unconscious. Unconscious.
Conscious?
You're unconscious.
You just keep saying conscience. That's not right.
Unconscious.
You're not saying that right. Still, I don't
unconscious.
think. No. Unconscious.
You were knocked out, Tim. You were knocked out is what you were.
Unconscious.
You were passed out asleep is what you were.
Saying it wrong.
Unconscious.
Now Mark's saying it wrong to fuck with you.
Unconscious.
Yes.
Unconscious.
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 Close. That was close.
No,
I see.
Closest
one you've got.
Look, this is the most vulnerable you will ever hear me.
I love this
on a podcast.
This is vulnerable.
I can't say it. It's
clear your conscience.
So
conscience cleared.
There you go. So okay, Tim,
cleared.
I know you being an audio guy. I know being an audio guy, you'll know that there is a type of microphone, a cardioid microphone.
Yes.
Okay. I used to work at a place where I worked with microphones. Me and my boss, we were a 2-person department. He could not say the word cardioid. He would say corduroy. He would say
Carthoid.
He would say cartery. But he could not say the word cardioid, like to the point where like we would have sales reps from microphone companies, and when he would go to say the word, I would like kind of interrupt him and be like, I would say the word but kind of redirect the conversation to not make it look like I was just correcting him or something like that.
Wingman.
Because like I knew it was a thing for him that he tried. Like I would like phonetically spell it out for him, and only then could he do it because he would break it up. But when he would put it was like the cool whip. Like it was that thing. Like,
could you imagine having to clean corduroy microphones, Jim?
Oh God, that sounds
so many ripples.
Awful, just awful. Just throw them out, buy new ones. Throw them out.
I'm not going to tell people when I hit the lottery, but there will be signs, and one will be a person that is my personal employee who walks with me everywhere I go. And if I have to say a word that is difficult to me, I'm just going to go and I'm going to point to my guy who's going to know all the words I can't say.
I think that's a great podcast topic, and I'm gonna jot it down. It's like I won't tell anyone.
Rendered
like
unconscious. But that's cautious.
You're unconscious.
Remove that C. You're throwing an extra C in the middle.
Conscious.
Unconscious.
Conscious.
Conscious.
Yeah.
Conscious.
Conscious.
Unconscious.
Yeah. There you go.
my conscience.
Mark, who was that guy from the Bible?
Uncautious. No,
That was an unconscious pilot. He had a problem
Unconscious.
staying awake.
Cautious. Conscience. Cautious. Cautious.
There you go.
Cautious. Conscious.
Irish wristwatch.
Conscience.
It's like a tongue. You just got to break it down.
This will be lost tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Gone.
So my word, and it's because of the second grade spelling bee. When I got knocked out, surgery.
You can't spell surgery?
No. I will
I
always.
went in for sugary.
I spelled it SURGURY in the spelling bee, but it is SURGERY. Right.
Yes.
Which I will always get it correct.
Spelling word.
I will always get
And
it
you always
correct
spell
now.
Correct now. Got it.
Because I spelled it wrong in the second grade spelling bee in the cafeteria of the Lidditz Elementary School. Rest in peace to that school. It's a rebuilt.
It has been rebuilt.
But that
I don't know if I can spell cafeteria.
That CAFETERIA.
I mean, I would just
Is it TERIA?
I believe.
CAFETE.
Let me be honest with you. This generation, and there are still people like there was just a spelling bee. These guys kick ass. There's not a. You see the one guy got like the last word, and he was like, "Fuck yeah, I know this," and then fucking just delivered one of the hardest words and the word I've never said ever.
Those kids in that spelling bee in the script spelling bee are insane.
And then he got to like the MENT part, which is the only part I fucking knew, because it ended in like MENT, and he was like so cocky. He was like, "Fuck yes, MENT." And but in general, I think this generation's fucking dumb because the computer just tells them, "Hey, this is spelled wrong, and here's how you need to spell it."
Dude,
or it just auto corrects for them.
Anytime you're on Twitter, click on a tweet.
Fine.
Click on a tweet, and look at how many responses start with @Grok. Explain this.
@Grok.
I think they do that on purpose.
Or is that just like a thing now? Like
That's a thing.
Yeah, because it's like.
Mark, what's the last thing you asked Grok for?
Grok can't lie.
Oh, okay. So they're doing it like ironically, I guess.
Speaking of which, did you hear, guys? Not to sound any alarms, but apparently there was some like AI computers or something like that that have like now officially outsmarted us. That they were given like the code and the direction to power off and shut down. And they were like, "Nope, that's not good for us." And then they did not power off. And
they just said,
That doesn't work for me, brother.
That's terrifying.
Absolutely, is terrifying.
So we've now built robots that when we say turn off, they're like, "Nope, not today."
They're like, "Nah, not going to do that." Oh yeah, it's literal nightmare fuel. Like
that absolutely is. That's
in the same week, Amazon said they are going to start testing like robots to deliver packages instead of people.
Well, have you seen some of these people?
Well,
and Mark brings up a really good point.
They are kind of robot-like.
Ironic that the guy who won't use self-checkout is like, man, tell me about those delivery robots.
I like the drones. They're going to have drones dropping off packages.
God, I'd rather a drone.
Whatever happened to all the drones everybody was seeing back in like January? Did we all just forget about that?
Yeah, that was just a distraction for something else, I'm sure.
Like it was, but like there were videos and like everybody, what happened? Like I fell asleep one night and everybody else forgot about the drones, but me?
Dude, every so often I'll be driving to the grocery store and I'll just see somebody flying their drone. Like this is like. I know people that have drones and they fly them and they take pictures and stuff. Like it's a thing that's done. Like it is just a thing. But like whenever I see one, I'm like, I think back to that. You know, was that like in December or some shit?
They were like big ones. I thought.
Yeah, like big.
What's going on? I think they're probably just planes, right?
Probably.
There was ones around here. You could see them from my house.
Did you see them, Mark? Were they drones?
Yes. Yeah, they were drones. They were from where I'm at, towards York. Over they're floating around Matt's house. But no, you honestly could see something up there. It was definitely not a plane, and there were several of them. And
you didn't do anything about it, and you just accepted it and moved on with your life?
Well, I shot at them with my guns.
Oh, okay. So you and Hillbilly were out there.
We shot at them, which is
you weren't going to though, right?
No, I wasn't going to, Tim, but then I did.
All right. Any other
Just
states?
for the record, I did not shoot at him.
I'll go around one more
Thank
time.
you for clearing that air.
Any other states that you want to know the most misspelled word in?
Nevada.
Nevada. Jesus. School.
That
What
says
about
a lot.
Idaho?
Moving
That's
on.
a good way to end that one.
All right.
Yeah.
So, we haven't done like an actual 3CT draft in a little while. And I don't even know what like made me think of doing this one. It was probably just in a discussion about frozen desserts because I'm calorie counting and trying to lose weight and all of this. But I'm like, I would like to do. I think there was a topic of it probably ties back to
Google,
President Steve.
How do you spell desserts?
They were talking about the ice cream man and a frozen desserts draft. But like, so you could only take like one like regular chocolate ice cream, like for example. So like somebody can be like, I like Turkey Hill ice cream.
Can we pause for a second?
Right.
At Ryan going full on Spanky from the Little Rascals when you're talking about frozen desserts.
I love
He's
him.
just like, He-Man Woman Haters Club. You bet.
You had me at frozen.
So like, Kreider's chocolate ice cream would also
Ice cream
eliminate
is ice cream.
Would it like eliminate? But like, there's a big difference between like chocolate chip cookie dough and chocolate. Tim, I actually think this may have been kind of birthed from you and Marcus with your ice cream talk on Final Wrestling Place last week. That's where this came from. Because I'm like, I like what you're doing. You guys, I think, did your top 3 ice cream flavors or something.
Yeah,
right?
somebody called in the phone line 757-354-3070. That's a shameless plug.
Oh, that's fine.
But somebody called and asked, like, what's your 3 favorite ice cream flavors? And so what we did was we picked our favorite like actual flavor, our favorite store brand, and then like our artisan ice cream blend. So like for me, my favorite flavor out of the box, cookies and cream. All day.
Now, do you cut that or just eat it whole?
By the way, I told Mrs. Big Jim about that this week. How I used to cut the flavors in the squares, and she said it made sense. When I tell you this woman is perfect for me.
Dog, what kind of psychopath cuts their ice cream into squares?
No. Tim, you do remember the old Neapolitan squares that came with
you weren't here for this?
You mean the rectangles?
The squares, rectangle, whatever the fuck shape they were.
So it's three flavors in one. Yes.
You have strawberry on one side, chocolate in the middle, vanilla on the other side. I would take my fork and I would run it through and I would separate the strawberry from the chocolate and the chocolate from the vanilla, so I could pick and choose from them as I wanted to.
I mean, that's psychopathic behavior, but I understand it.
Right. And the rest of the crew on the show chastised me for this.
No, I chastised you when I thought you were doing this to a half-gallon of ice cream, Jim. That's right. That you were taking a knife and cutting an entire half gallon.
Yeah,
that way when you dip it out, you can dip out. That I didn't know you were talking about the little.
Yeah. I'm sorry if I didn't make that clear. I was talking. Yeah, I was talking about the little squares.
Charlie also heard what I heard and thought you were a crazy man for doing that.
Well, then you and Charlie are perfect for each other.
To do that because you are married to Dana and she would open the ice cream one time and see it fucking cut.
And she'd immediately ask, when did you start killing people?
You cut that type of ice cream. That's what
I don't do that.
So
I still think it is psychopathic behavior, but it makes more sense knowing it was
with the little squares.
Patty of ice cream.
You can do whatever you want to a single serve of ice cream.
Which, by the way, if you want to tell us your favorite frozen dessert, 717-473-7833, do that.
Right. But cookies and cream. But then, like my store brand is Ben and Jerry's Americone Dream.
Americone Dream's good.
But then my favorite artisan flavor is Cold Stone's Cookie Minster, which is chocolate, or it's mint chocolate chip ice cream with Oreos chopped into it.
I love that.
That sounds
just
tasty.
So it's
not-
cookies.
I'm just
It's
not an
cookies
ice
and
cream
cream. It's cookies and cream, but you substitute the vanilla ice cream with mint chocolate chip.
Gotcha. So like for this draft, like my thought is like, okay, if you pick chocolate ice cream, that's like your standard chocolate, but like it doesn't matter what brand, whatever. But it's frozen dessert, so you can bring Italian ice to the board. You can bring a icy, a slushy, a slush puppy to the like. This is all, and so we can probably go pretty deep round
Is there
wise.
25 frozen desserts?
Well, but see, that's the thing. You can do different flavors. So like because
So
cookie,
if I say cherry icy, you could say Coke icy.
correct.
And then Tim could say, I like janky grape icy.
No, I believe there's only one flavor of icy, period, and you've already said it, Coke.
It is the Coke icy.
It is Coke.
Dude,
Everything else is
they have a
trash.
Sprite icy, and it just tastes like you're drinking liquid
A
glass.
Spricey?
Oh my
No
God,
thanks.
that sounds
Like
awful.
it's just right. It's like
Where is this?
they have it at Wawa. It's I was like, oh, this is probably really refreshing, but it's Sprite flavored, but it's ice, so it doesn't burn like a Sprite does. It's almost like it's almost like what I would assume Windex would taste like if it was like a Windex icy.
The
It was
Windex.
very weird.
Now, Mark,
Don't
you used to
try
drink
it.
those in high
Definitely
school,
try it.
right?
Oh, sure we did. We had the blue Windex.
Well,
I
it's
see.
the only kind. The proper
It was
kind.
good. It kind of tastes like raspberry.
I have a draft topic too that's been weighing on my mind the last couple of days, but I think would be a fantastic draft. And it is hills you'll die on.
Like the department store.
No.
Like birds are awful.
Yeah.
But it can be as serious as you want it to be, or as trivial as you want it
Or
to
it can be cutting up your squares of Neapolitan ice cream is the best way to eat them.
Sure. That's your hill.
If that's a hill I want to die on.
Hills you die on.
I like that. But yeah, we'll roll this
If it's
out.
deep enough, I might.
We'll,
Yeah, many did.
Oh my God! Wow,
But,
that's about time to wrap this up when Mark
oh,
starts defaulting that. But look for the frozen treats
love
draft coming up here soon. But
Maybe someone should tell Matt that.
we will. Yeah. We won't. It probably won't launch next week or whatever. But
Can I get rid of another blind ranking before we leave? I've
Yeah,
got
yeah,
so
yeah,
many
yeah.
of them. I know it's wrestling themed, but
it's okay.
we could do this so Devin doesn't bitch again.
He doesn't listen on Tuesday anyway, so he won't
He
even
better
know.
listen. We're going to tell him to go back and listen because we did a wrestling topic,
We did.
and then he'll have to wait.
You have to wait until an hour 7.
These are alliterative tag teams
Ooh.
in professional wrestling history.
like the Rougeau brothers.
No, nothing like the Rougeau brothers, but 100% like the British Bulldogs.
1.
We have a 1 on the board for the British Bulldogs.
Boy, they're
Tim,
tough to
Mark?
beat. I think I'd go along. I know it's early, but I think I'd go along with 1.
What's the team? Sorry.
British
the
Bulldogs.
British Bulldogs. These are alliterative
British
tag
Bulldogs.
teams.
2.
We have 2 1s and a 2. You guys fight it out.
I could come back. I could
Think
come down
about
to it too.
Who else could it be, Jimmy?
I have one answer.
Okay.
That's number 1.
All right, Timmy's got. All right, I'll trust you, Timmy. I'll go with 2.
Number 2. This is probably the team that Tim was thinking of, the Beverly Brothers.
No.
Fine.
4.
I'll go 4 for the Beverleys.
All right, there's probably a worse team. I'll go with 4.
You got 4 for the Beverlys. You guys are doing pretty good. American Alpha.
There are 3.
This is Gable
Yeah.
and Jason Jordan.
Jason Jordan. 3.
Yeah, I'll go 3 on that.
Yeah.
3 on that one.
I have to leave one open for the team.
For the team, this is the team you're thinking of, Harlem Heat.
1.
That's 1. Yep. Good
Oh,
call.
sorry.
Was that the team you were thinking of, Tim? That has
Harlem
to be,
Heat.
right?
It is, yeah. It's Harlem Heat.
This list is perfect. You guys
That's
hit
fair.
a fucking home run because number 5 is Techno Team 2000.
Crushed it.
Nice.
You guys fucking crushed it.
Smashed
Look
it.
at us.
Finally, we got one right,
got
and
one
nobody's gonna hear it.
No.
It's a grand
no
slam. Harlem Heat
hesitation.
1, the British Bulldogs 2, American Alpha 3, the Beverly Brothers 4, and Techno Team 2000,
Yo,
number 5.
way to go, boys.
Well done. We
Couldn't
finally
have done better.
we've
What a high
peaked.
note to end this one.
We've peaked.
That was a good one.
It's all downhill from here, but tune in Thursday when we see how low we go. Live 8 o'clock Eastern Time, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We hope you have a great week. Until then, we will talk to you on Thursday.
Thursday.
And it feels good to end on a high note like that.
Doesn't it? Feels
That was
real
a good
good.
one. You guys dominated it.
Feels real good.